In the realm of dating and relationships, there are individuals who distinguish themselves as high-value men. These men exhibit qualities and behaviors that make them highly desirable and sought after by partners. Conversely, there are low-value men who often encounter challenges in establishing meaningful connections. In this video, we will talk about 12 things high-value men never do but low-value men always do. If you're genuinely interested in learning how to become a high-value man and increase your appeal to women, I highly recommend watching this video to the end. By doing so, you won't miss out on any crucial information that can positively impact your journey. Subscribe to the channel and let's go! 12. They never settle for less than they deserve. Sometimes, we have to be satisfied with less than what we truly deserve in order to get what we want. But high-value men never do this. They know their own worth and refuse to accept anything that doesn't meet their standards. They would rather be alone than settle for something that isn't good enough for them. However, this doesn't mean that high-value men never make compromises. In any relationship, there will always be some give and take. The difference is that they only compromise on things that aren't deal breakers for them. On the other hand, low-value men settle for less than they deserve all the time. They accept jobs they don't like in relationships that aren't fulfilling, and they generally just go along with whatever life throws at them. 11. They don't try to change or fix people. When it comes to relationships, high-value men never try to change or fix people. They know that everyone has their own flaws and imperfections, and they accept people for who they are. Low-value men, on the other hand, are always trying to change or fix their partners. They think that they can change them into the perfect partner, and as a result, they often end up in relationships that are full of conflict. In relationships, high-value men refrain from attempting to alter or repair others. They recognize that each person possesses their own unique set of flaws and imperfections, and they wholeheartedly embrace individuals as they are. However, low-value men consistently seek to modify or rectify their partners. They hold the belief that they can mold them into the perfect partner, leading them into relationships characterized by constant conflict. 10. They are not good guys. Being a good person is not a bad thing. However, if you want to be a high-value man, you should avoid being too nice all the time. What does this mean? Well, being a good person means always trying to make others happy and prioritizing their needs over your own. It means constantly putting yourself in situations where you help others, even if it means being taken advantage of. High-value men, on the other hand, are not always good guys. In simple terms, they set their own limits and focus on their own needs and desires. 9. They don't seek people's approval. Let's ask ourselves this question. When you make a decision, do you worry more about what others will think or if it's truly what you want? If you're like most people, you probably prioritize seeking the approval of others. However, high-value men don't function in this manner. They don't base their decisions on other people's opinions. Instead, they make choices based on their own desires and what they believe is best for themselves. They don't concern themselves with gaining approval from others, and as a result, they tend to experience greater happiness and fulfillment compared to men of lower value. 8. They never put their happiness in someone else's hands. These days, lots of guys fall into the trap of believing that their happiness solely relies on being in a relationship. They think they must be with someone to experience happiness and, consequently, they entrust their happiness to someone else. However, this is not the mindset of high-value men. High-value men understand that they are the ones accountable for their own happiness, and they never surrender it to someone else's control. 7. They live in the present moment. Life is brief, and while many people look forward to the weekend for leisure, the high-value man seizes the present moment. The average person sees the weekend as an opportunity to unwind and have fun after a week of work. In contrast, these men view it as a chance to get ahead. While others are sleeping in, they rise early and make the most of the day. They understand that the early bird catches the worm and aren't afraid to put in the effort. You might assume that these men are solely focused on work and have no time for leisure. However, that's not the case. They know how to strike a balance between work and play. They don't allow work to consume them, but they also avoid wasting time on trivial pursuits. 6. They never seek acceptance for doing what's right. Life shouldn't be treated as a competition for popularity. A man of high value acts with integrity, doing what is right without needing to be prompted or expecting anything in return. They do it because it aligns with their principles, not because they seek recognition or praise. A genuine high-value man serves as a remarkable role model for others. They never seek approval or validation from anyone. Instead, they lead by example and never ask for anything in return. While low-value men often crave praise and recognition to boost their self-esteem, a man of high value finds satisfaction in doing good simply because it is the right thing to do. 5. They never make excuses or complain about their situation. When you engage in complaining, you immediately embrace a victim mentality. Instead, you have 3 options: either leave the situation, actively work to change it, or accept it. Anything else is futile. A high-value man takes action rather than complaining. He never makes excuses for his actions or blames others for his problems. He comprehends that if he wants something accomplished, he must take initiative himself. Protesting and complaining never lead to improvement. It's not just women who avoid being with a man who constantly protests and complains. It applies to everyone. No one wants to be around someone who consistently radiates negativity and brings them down. 4. They never compare themselves to others. Constantly measuring yourself against others is a recipe for unhappiness. It breeds jealousy, resentment, and a sense of inadequacy. Instead of appreciating what we have, we fixate on what we lack. This mindset is particularly harmful when it comes to success. Instead of viewing other people's accomplishments as inspiration, we perceive them as a threat. We often find ourselves questioning, why them and not me? I'm just as capable as they are. Comparing ourselves to others is an endless cycle. Regardless of our level of achievement, there will always be someone who surpasses us in success. Furthermore, the more successful we become, the more people will compare themselves to us. It's a no-win situation, and high-value men grasp that comparing themselves to others is a futile waste of time. They are content with their own identity and do not feel the need to prove themselves to anyone. 3. They know when to keep quiet. There are moments when it's wise to remain silent. Silence possesses the ability to convey profound messages without uttering a single word. It's important not to mistake loudness for strength and quietness for weakness. In fact, not responding can be a response in itself, and a remarkably influential one. A genuine man of high value refrains from saying anything that may harm others or lead to conflicts. They understand that at times, it's best to stay silent and allow others to speak. Such individuals embody the strength of quietude. They don't feel compelled to fill every moment of silence with meaningless conversation. 2. They try not to come across as all-knowing. You don't need to possess all the answers. It's perfectly fine to be mistaken at times. High-value men are unafraid to acknowledge when they lack knowledge on a subject. They recognize the impossibility of knowing everything and are not hesitant to seek assistance when necessary. They exhibit humility and openness to learning, understanding that we can all benefit from one another's wisdom. Attempting to portray oneself as all-knowing is a guaranteed path to appearing foolish in the end. 1. They never badmouth or talk down to anyone. Being arrogant and belittling others not only reflects poorly on you, but also generates a sense of inner turmoil. Conceit is actually a manifestation of low self-esteem, a way to mask personal insecurities by demeaning others. A genuine high-value man exudes confidence but never engages in condescension. They recognize the equality of all individuals and treat everyone with respect, regardless of social standing or accomplishments. In conclusion, there are numerous behaviors that high-value men steer clear of. If you aspire to be among their ranks, it is crucial to avoid these behaviors at all costs. If you find yourself relating to many of the traits mentioned, don't fret, it's never too late to change. Simply make a conscious effort to follow these behaviors going forward, and gradually you will become the high-value man you've always aspired to be. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.